Hello everybody and welcome back to this disaster. I'm once again recording with a Guitar Hero mic, but this time I have this, so maybe it's a little bit better. Now we are in the disunion era. How fun. That goes from January 7th to January 20th, so let's hop in. January 7th. After, everything's kind of destroyed because of the Doomsday War that happened, Tubbo's like, let's start a new age and make a new nation. He's being super optimistic about it, and let's be honest, that's not gonna last long. He goes to the snowy biome and decides, you know what? Here we go. This is gonna be a new nation. It's gonna be Snowchester. And also, Tubbo talks to Rambu. Rambu leaves out the detail that he's living with the anarchists now. You could have included that one, but I understand why you're hesitant to share. Then Tommy shows up and he's like, oh, it's not too late to kill Dream. Sir, yes it is. He's going on his way to find Tubbo to finally kill this man. And he does find Tubbo. He's like, dude, why'd you run away? Tubbo says, I just wanted to get away from the noise of the Dsmp. And because I don't have any obligation to L'Manberg anymore because it's gone. Tommy's like really being like, you know what, dude, you have to join me, you know? But then Tubbo reminds him that they both only have one canon life left, so like, let's not. Tommy says, dude, we only have a week. Tommy calls Techno selfish, which, you know what, I do agree with that, kind of. Because Techno was only agreeing to his own standpoint, whatever, and only cared about himself. So, yeah, he is kind of selfish. And Tommy, he says, Dream may have taken everything from us, but he did not take away our hope. Speak for yourself. Also, remember how a little certain someone was trying to manipulate Rambu by using his memory? Guess who decides to do that again? Oh, it's Tommy and Tubbo. Because Rambu won't help them block off the entrance to L'Manberg. And Rambu finally makes his new home. To commemorate this day, he writes in another book and calls it The New Beginnings, Living with Techno and Phil. Maybe. He looks around his destroyed house and looks around the bit of L'Manberg, takes some stuff. Also, randomly goes to check on the Crimson Egg again. Looks at it for 1 second and is like, no. He also decides that he wants to fix the Prime Path some, which is a very noble cause. January 8th. Oh, look, it's Skeppy. Let's catch him up. He's very confused of like the crater from L'Manberg because he wasn't here. And so Bad fills him in on everything that has just happened. And Skeppy's like, why didn't you participate in the war? And Bad says, I wanted the conflict to continue, just like the Badlands wanted. But then Skeppy drops the bomb that he doesn't want to be in the Badlands faction anymore. Also, let's not forget that Tommy still very much wants his discs, and who has the cat disc, you may ask? Still Skeppy. And then Skeppy and Carl hang out some. They do visit the egg, almost get influenced by it, and then run away. And Rambu makes a secret chest for himself. And let's be honest, as far as secret chests go, if you do not have an ender chest, it's not very secret. January 9th. Aerith celebrates their birthday. How sweet. Again, these small times where people can actually like agree with each other and have a good time. Also, Ponk is working on a shrine. I don't know, everyone. Tubbo is also working on a tower at Snowchester, and he plans to use it to somehow fix Rambu's memory. Let's be honest, that is not gonna happen. And because of like Dream's whole speech at the Green Festival, Tubbo and Rambu don't really know where they stand as friends. But Rambu says, dude, I don't really want to trust you right now. But, like, I don't blame him. And Tubbo accidentally says that he's going to fight Dream with Tommy. Alright, some things that they plan to do to fix Rambu's memory is electrotherapy, which I don't know if that, like, ever has worked in history. And then they put Rambu in ice water, but, we know what happens with Rambu in water. And, Tubbo just is like, you know what? I wonder if lightning can revive the dead. Which, according to Dr. Frankenstein, it can. Then we get this, like, literally Looney Tunes method of dropping an anvil on Rambu's head to restore his memory, and oh god. And not surprisingly, it doesn't work. I'm pretty sure this is also, like, the first time it's explicitly stated that Rambu is half Enderman, and they're like, oh, maybe these methods aren't working because you're not human. Tubbo is like, can you be completely honest with me from here on out? Please don't keep secrets. And Rambu says yes, but we all know that's a lie. Another latest episode of Tales from the Dsmp. It's called the Beach episode. It features Dream, Sapnap, George, Bad, and Rambu. We're on a remote island a few thousand blocks away from the main area of Dsmp, And these contestants are going on a treasure hunt to find a journal from an abandoned pirate ship. And they're also role-playing as pirates, which is kind of funny. Chat gets to decide who the best role player was during this, and Ranbu wins with 73% of the votes. He gets a netherite sword with the best enchantments possible, and it's named Blackbeard's Sword, 50 gifted subs to his Twitch stream, and GeForce RTX 3080 graphics card. It's so funny how we switch from lore to like real life so quickly. Other people, Eric's working on the museum, and Jack is trying to recover his missing things from the Doomsday War. Eric stumbles into Pandora's vault, and I think that's very funny because Sam's immediately like, get out. More egg lore. This time, Brad is checking in on it. Those vines, they're growing more, but at least the egg itself doesn't look any different this time. Also, the statues of Bad and Skeppy are turning from red to white, especially Bad's is turning white. Also, Bad realizes that he's under the control of the egg, and before anything too drastic happens, he goes and hops in a bath of holy water. He plans to have a meeting with the other members of, like, this egg association, I guess. Sam, Ant, Puffy, Eric, to be like, what are we gonna do with the egg? January 10th. Oh, look, it's Wilbur's resurrection. Eric goes to the old button room and creates a small shrine to try to resurrect Wilbur. Also, Sally's there. Let's gloss over that, please. Alright, the people that are attempting to resurrect Wilbur. Of course, we have Ghostbur, Eric, Ranbu, and Phil. Obviously, Man didn't want his son there. Eric's explaining what the whole gist of the plan is to Phil, Ranbu, and Ghostbur. And Phil has to kill Ghostbur with the same sword that he killed Wilbur with. They also go to look for Friend because apparently that's important. And then as they're all going back to the shrine, Tommy shows up actually. And Ghostbur, you know, just for that dramatic flair, is like, you should repeat the lines that you said before I died. And it's Ghostbur is like such a sad character because literally, like, I don't even know if he did anything wrong. And then he goes and says that he's scared and he doesn't want to go, and oh my god. But too bad, Wilbur has to come back, so Phil kills him. Oh, but would you look at that, while everyone's freaking out, Ghostbur actually returns, not as Wilbur, and he says that he saw two other people that he didn't really recognize. The group is thoroughly confused and is like, maybe if we use a totem of undying, it'll work. Also, Ghostbur eats Sally. I hate this. They try again, and this time they accidentally make contact with Glat. And he's a bit mad, because unlike Ghostbur, Glat doesn't want to come back to the living world. Honestly, mood. So it failed again. So the only thing left is a totem of undying. As Eric, Phil, and Ranbu travel to a woodland mansion to try to find one of those totems, they start talking about the government, and of course this brings a divide amongst Eric and the other two. Eric, as it turns out, wants Wilbur back in the living world as a leader. And honestly, why not? As they're passing through, Eric finds Tubbo and recruits him to find the totem. Because of this divide, there are now two teams. We got Eric and Tubbo, and then Ranbu and Phil. You'd think Ranbu and Tubbo would be like on a team, but remember, Rambu's kind of siding with the anarchists right now, even if Tubbo doesn't really know it. And they find a totem! Yay! Then randomly Tubbo asks Jack if he wants to move into Snowchester. And Jack has an entire like plan set up to confront Tommy with Nikki. He joins just to get to Tommy. And Tubbo is very loose-lipped about that whole thing with Dream and tells Jack that there is a plan to take the man down. And Jack's like, you know what? I will help you. And then I'll take down Tommy once Dream is out of the way. I don't know if Tubbo finally got common sense, but he starts to suspect Jack that something might be up there. Back in the Arctic, Dream's voice is in Rambu's head again. Literally cannot let the man rest. Dream mentions himself in third person, which is strange, of course, and says that he was only able to talk to Ranbu in the panic room, and tells Ranbu to look behind one of the walls in the room. And oh look, it's TNT. So Ranbu gets real freaked out and actually thinks he did blow up the community house now, and that he possibly could have sided with Dream. Ranbu also starts to think that maybe he purposely gave away his memory book because gaslighting. January 11th. Ranbu starts working on an axe to replace the Axe of Peace, and let's be honest guys, nothing can replace that. But you know what's cool? Ranbu pulls up with his Axe of Ender. And looky here, it's Puffy. In La Canyon. There's a sign there placed by Skeppy. And it says, Skeppy wins the war as usual. Also, girl has 3 nether stars. She walks around the destruction of L'Manberg, taking it all in. Also, Puffy, Skeppy, and Badge's like 1v1 each other. Yeah, that's kind of funny. And look at Carl announces that the next episode of Tales from the SMP is going to take place in the future. And the characters will be the current characters' distant descendants, which you'd think would mean it'd be super easy to figure out these family trees. It's not. January 12th. Ponk makes mazes, collects materials, and fills up a graveyard. Fundy also plays with friend. I see you're accepting your father a little bit more. And pranks Ponk. Of course, he gets caught. I thought foxes were supposed to be sneaky. Back to Tubbo. He decides to test out Rambu's memory contraption. It's an electric chair. Hey, Ant's back. What could he be doing? Getting caught up and looking at the crimson egg. Bad is drawn to the Red Skeppy statue, and they decide to go meet up with Red Skeppy. And Red Skeppy really wants to see the egg. And like a bunch of idiots, they actually go. Horrifyingly, after Skeppy leaves, Ant says to put Skeppy down. But sweetly enough, Bad's like, I would literally rather kill everyone else than kill Skeppy. Aren't they just the sweetest? Also, Bad thinks that somehow killing Eret will cure Skeppy, and I don't know how much of that is true, because Bad is infected by the egg. So they're really trying to cure Skeppy now with the holy water. Bathing in it won't work, and then he drinks it, and because Bad was in the water before, he becomes a gross, mixture of Bad and himself, and that's weird. He then finds some water that Skeppy had bathed in before. I am now realizing this is sending me back to a time on the internet that was very dark. I would rather not. But randomly, and this time, Skeppy becomes 4 Minecraft Manhunt members and Dream. And then they make Skeppy soup. January 13th. Sam and Ponk are meeting up, and then Tommy butts in, and he's like, I need help. Please, lend me your strength. Also, Tubbo's working on a vault in Snowchester. And like Chest, vaults are never safe. January 14th. Techno finally realizes that Rambu has moved into a nearby shack from his house. And so Rambu introduces himself. They go off in the woods and look at the Hound Army. And Techno, you knew who that was. There's no way you don't remember Rambu. Rambu can forget. I don't think you can. As Rent, Rambu hands over the new Axe of Peace. Which I don't know if that's a good thing for Rent, but okay. Techno's pet Enderman Endboard is getting swarmed by the Hound Army. And this is when we find out Rambu can indeed speak Enderman. Let's not forget, Rambu basically created an entire language for this SMP. That is dedication. Also, what else does Rambu have? Access to the stronghold. And so he goes and shows it to Techno. And because of achievements, everyone now knows that these two have found the stronghold room. Puffy goes to visit L'Manberg again, and also thinks maybe I could be a knight for Eret. Which, dude, for sure, I want to see that. It'd be so cool. She sets Dream's house on fire, the one that she built. So at least she also knows that, Dream is not a good person. In the video game, in fiction. She also takes the blocks disc and is planning on giving it to Tommy. And this would be, the first big win for Tommy. She also formally renounces Dream in her diary, which... Is Dream her son? I'm, pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that's true. And, him and Foolish are brothers or something like that in canon. Puffy supports Tommy, unlike Nikki. She also defends Tubbo and, what happened when he was in charge of L'Manberg. And, she's really big brain in this right now and says that Eret is only a placeholder for Dream's power. Literally, she is on top of everything. Oh, look, it's the egg meeting. Ant, Puns, Puffy, and Bad all meet up. They create an obsidian round table. Bad says that he no longer wants to contain the egg and to just let those blood vines spread across the SMP, which is a dumb idea. But it would help the Badlands. Bad also lets everyone know that Skeppy is no longer under the control of the egg, but he's still a bit messed up. And then everyone's factions. Puffy is currently factionless, but I think that's going to change soon. Puns lies and says that he's fighting with Tommy and factionless, which, no. But, he's working for Dream. When they finally go to the egg, there's more lava pools and shroom light petals. It's not a pretty sight. But Little Red, that flower has turned green. Bad offers Puns and Puffy a spot in the Badlands because they don't have factions. At least one of them doesn't. And he really just needs more people to protect his territory. And he also proposes that the egg control the rest of the world, and when it finally everyone dies, they will rise as a new government, and it will not have a leader, it will have a group of people with equal say. Which, let me tell you, I'm pretty sure that's just an oligarchy. But okay. Puns and Ant both side with bad, and Puffy reluctantly decides, you know what, sure, temporary alliance. And so, this new faction will be called the Eggpire. Puffy's still not completely on board because she writes a bunch of like crazy stuff in her diary that this isn't going to end well. Bad and Ant are also able to convince Sam to join the Eggpire too. Let's just convert everyone, why don't we? But at the end of the day, Puffy is suspicious of Bad, thinks he's acting like Dream, and that she's really nervous for what happens next. But guys, she's right. Bad has now been completely corrupted, and that round table is directly above the egg. Also, all the clothes on his, all the stuff on his clothes is now completely white now. And if you thought white was purity, your English professor was wrong. January 15th, Ranbu decides that he's going to confront the voice in the panic room. And so, he's like, it's just my own voice talking about my intrusive thoughts. I'm fine. Nope, the voice is back. The voice reveals that Ranbu has blackout, woken back up in the panic room, and that he maybe, possibly, definitely met up with Dream in the Nether and received Cat. Tubbo and Jack are both building things in Snowchester and meet up with each other, and Tubbo makes Jack test the electric chair. It kills Jack. And so after Tubbo leaves, Jack is working on his house, and he repeats his plan. Then he goes, finds an old book, writes it down, and it's called the Manifold Manifesto. January 16th, Foolish is here. Dream greets him, hands him some essential items. I'm pretty sure Dream is really trying to get this man on his side. And Tommy gets an urgent message from Dream. His house, it's completely in flames. And there's 2 signs. One of them says, come see me on Wednesday, you and Tubbo alone. If anyone else shows up, the discs are gone forever. Oh no. There's also a chest containing a compass called Your Discs. And Tommy's like really confused why Foolish is randomly here. Tommy explains to Foolish what's going on. And so he asks for some of Foolish's things, which was a dumb idea, because Tommy decides to kill him. But don't worry. All of the most valuable things were hidden in an under chest. Tommy calls Tubbo to tell him what's up, and that vault that Tubbo worked so hard on, it has Dream's old crossbow. So Tubbo gives it to him. He also prepares to get the axe of peace back from Sapnap. Ranbu gets back on and completely has forgotten about his breakdown. And everything's repaired from the day before, and there is a cat disc. Oh, and instead of that cat disc, it's just a piece of paper that says that. Ranbu starts to make a secret base under his shack, and he finds some stuff that just appeared out of nowhere, and he calls this new base the comfort room with a smiley face. Ant checks up on the egg and sees that the blood vines are spreading out past the statue's rooms. So, oh no, it's going up to the Spider XP farm. Those vines are spreading so much, they're along the Prime Path, the Socializing Club, Puffy's Mushroom Base, and Aird's Museum. Also, Little Red has been renamed to Little Green. And Ant had put a seed down in the middle of the L'Manberg crater, and it's bigger now. January 17th. Jack is working on his final plan to finally kill Tommy, and he doesn't know what had happened the day before and what's about to go down on Wednesday. Tubbo reveals that he has his own plan for Dream Deterrent, and Jack's a part of it. Tubbo is taking inspiration from the Manhattan Project, and if you remember anything from history class, that is the nuclear bomb. There are 2 launch keys that Tubbo wants to make, one for him and one for Jack. They first call it the Manifold Project, but then it's called Project Dreamcatcher, which is a lot better, no offense. And Snowchester was just a cover for this the entire time. Mickey is building her underground library, and Jack visits. Also tells her about the new alliance with Tubbo and, of course, what's going on with Project Dreamcatcher. Jack also tells her where Tubbo plans to test the nukes that will be made, and to lure Tommy to the location to kill him. January 18th, Snow goes to his cabin and has a private conversation with Phil. They want more people to join the side of an anarchist, which I doubt will really happen. And they decide to form a secret organization. Ranbu finally decides to open up about the fact that he continuously keeps blacking out, and that and when he blew up the community house. He says that he has one of Tommy's discs, and Techno and Phil don't really care, and they don't care about the community house. Remember the stronghold? Yeah. Phil and Techno find the end portal in there. They think a summoning ritual might get it to work. And then we have Dream XD. He logs on, breaks the entire end portal, and then logs back off. Phil and Techno are like, whoa, dude, we weren't planning on doing anything with it. We just wanted to use it as a table. So Dream XD just rebuilds it. But it cannot be activated. When they finally leave, Phil and Techno decide to call their new little faction the Syndicate. Techno decides to write about it some, and he writes that it will be an organization to oppose all forms of government, establishes that there will not be a leader, and that none shall be compelled to act if they don't want to. Techno will be the recruiter, and everyone will need to be approved by a majority before they can join. Rambu shows Phil and Techno the comfort room, and for some reason this makes both of them a bit wary of Rambu. And they're like, maybe we shouldn't recruit you because you're mentally unstable. Anna also joins the server. She's greeted by Ant and H-Bomb, and Purple gives her a short tour. Funny enough, Tubbo accidentally finds Techno's secret room. Dude, nobody's good at making secret rooms in this place. Tubbo invites Foolish to Snowchester. Foolish accepts. Puffy goes to check on the L'Manberg crater and finds that the blood mines have started to grow, and she welcomes Hannah. Puffy collects some blackstone in order to build a new sacred place to be safe from the blood vines. It's going to be under one of Aerith's towers and have an entrance into the castle. She also questions her role as a knight and that she feels more connected to L'Manberg in Aerith's absence. She also plans to get a totem of undying for Foolish. Bad goes to check on the egg. Maybe you shouldn't be around it. And wants to put up some propaganda for the egg pyre. Foolish isn't affected by the egg, and when Bad tries to recruit him, he finds this out. When Bad, Ant, and Foolish go to visit Little Green, Bad is shown to be a bit averse to the flower, so maybe the green flower is going to be like some signal of growth and healing. Bad thinks that everyone's going to love the egg eventually and goes to visit it by himself, and he says that the egg pyre is just a stepping stone to allow the egg to take over the entire server. Foolish says that he wants to be able to bring people back from the dead, specifically Schlatt. Strange. Anyway, January 19th, Punk logs on and says something's going to happen the next day. H-Bomb also expresses that he feels left out and unwanted by everyone on the server, and that's so sad. He talks to Nikki. They have a heart-to-heart. But anyway, Tubbo shows Jack the nukes. Tommy goes to Techno's cabins to steal some potions, and then Techno shows up and is like, what are you doing here? Give me my axe piece back, because he doesn't know Sapnap actually has the axe piece. Tommy travels to Logsitshire, which probably wasn't a good idea, and then goes into a potion brewing room. Drugs. That is his last happy memory of L'Manberg with Wilbur. They are brothers, Your Honor. Tommy, Tubbo, and Sapnap meet up on the Prime Path, and Sapnap finally agrees to help the two fight Dream. Then he gives Tubbo the axe apiece, who then gives it to Tommy. As people are meeting up, there's Techno and Rambu. They show some pets. Rambu offers Techno some cookies, and Techno gives them Rambu's eyes. Their under eyes from when Clarencio killed him. Just imagine someone handing you back your eyes. That'd be so gross. Techno then meets with Nikki and is like, you want to join the anarchists? And Nikki actually considers it. She plans on killing Tommy, and Techno says that he will go back to her when that plan is completed. Tubbo and Jack also discuss their nuclear situation. Tubbo gives Jack a keycard that will launch the nukes and keeps the other card for himself. They also build terminals and launch pads. Tubbo says that the plan of using nukes is to ensure Snowchester's protection and to defend themselves against Dream and Techno. Tubbo gives Rambu a tour of Snowchester and tells Rambu that he wants Snowchester to get its independence. Rambu is like very questioning because he kind of remembers what happened with L'Manberg. And Foolish is mining out some gold and hopes to give Techno gold to get a totem of undying. Rambu decides to rebuild the community house to gain trust from other people, even though I don't even know if he's really actually blew it up. And Connor remakes his house and Hannah makes her house. January 20th. Punk builds a gravestone for Tommy, in case Tommy dies. And then he starts doing the same for Tubbo. Tommy, Tubbo, they are ready, steady to go fight Dream. Yeah. All this is being very reminiscent of the first Discourse. Say their goodbyes to everyone. How sad. They apologize for the past actions. They say goodbye for the final time. And Tommy has actually a heartfelt moment with Quackity. Eric apologizes for betraying them in the past. They accept the apology, and oh my god. Tommy says, Eric, you were always the real king of Dream SMP. We've turned over a new leaf. Tommy gives Tubbo a speech on how they have to win, or one of them will die. Tubbo's like, I'm optimistic, dude. We're gonna win this. And Tommy says that, Tubbo, you're not my sidekick anymore. You are my equal. Which, like, dude, he always was, but okay. Use the Your Disc compass to navigate across the ocean and arrive at a shattered savanna biome. They share their final sunrise as they reach the peak of the hill that is there. Tommy finds Dream. They confront him. And guess what? He might not even have the discs on him. So, like, what's the point? But Dream plays Mellow High. So, he does. Tommy is able to pick up the Mellow High disc and hide it in a wooden tower. Dream, he's being a little rude. So, Dream holds Tubbo hostage. Also, the discs are fake again. Dream tells the two to put all their items into a hole. They do, and then Dream blows it all up and admits that he was the one to destroy the community house. I wanted to frame Tommy. Also, I made sure that nobody came to your stupid beach party, Tommy. He forces them to take an elevator down to his vault. He's planning to store everyone's valuables there. And he said, Tommy, the one good thing you have is attachment. He also has the real friend and the real Henry, both of which were thought to have been dead, and that Tommy will be locked in Pandora's vault. And Tubbo will be killed. Tommy, really kicking up with the good lines, says, without Tubbo, what am I? Guess who else is there? Puns pops in. He apologizes, says that Dream didn't pay him enough. And Tommy's glad that, Puns got the message and whatnot, and thank you. And this is like an endgame moment. Everyone else walked through the portal that Puns came through. Dream is trying to go after all of them. Except Puns and everyone else, they keep Dream away from Tommy and Tubbo. And Tommy and Tubbo steal the real disc back. And then Puns confronts Dream. And those discs, they're in Ender Chest now, baby. Puns like, Dream, we're fed up with your actions. So Tommy comes forward, tests Dream, because he knows that Dream won't actually kill him. He takes the axe of peace, mines a hole through the floor. And this is when Tommy tells Dream to put his things in the hole. He is stepping up his gang. Tommy treks on Tubbo and Dream decides to do it. Tommy kills Dream with the axe of peace. Oh my god. And then as Dream's trying to speak after being respawned, Tommy doesn't listen to him and kills him a second time using Dream's own crossbow. Dream also refuses to meet any of Tommy's demands, and Tommy threatens to unalive himself if Dream doesn't, come down. As Tommy goes, to finish it, kill him a third time, Dream reveals that he has the power to resurrect anyone he wants. Because Schlatt gave him a book of dark secrets. Tommy realizes, oh, I could revive Wilbur then. Tommy doesn't know if it's worth it to let Dream go to get this. And Dream is pushed into an obsidian box, so, can't really get out of that one. Sam says he will put Dream into Pandora's vault. And Tommy agrees that he will visit Dream the next day in Pandora's vault. Tommy really questions if they really will be able to bring Wilbur back, and thanks everyone for showing up. Tommy forces Dream to confess. Everyone's taunting Dream. It's really a whole 180. And then, on a bench, Tommy and Tubbo are peacefully listening to Mellow High and Cat. And then look, who's that? Oh my god, it's Wilbur Soot! Tommy is very unsettled. And Wilbur has no clue what is going on. And Tommy is forced to reveal that Dream was forced to be alive in order to save Wilbur. And Wilbur's like, why did you do that? Why would you fight Dream? He also says that he wanted to stay dead. That sucks. He also warns that Dream will revive Schlatt. And the two ask if, Schlatt's kind of changed. But he hasn't. And then Wilbur starts fading away. But no. They're listening to discs. Dream is in prison. Everything's going fine. It's part of the new era, the imprisonment era. Another one down. This one on a much happier note than other ones. Anyway, if you like the video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, do all those things that real YouTubers are supposed to say, and goodbye.